Dear students, I have already discussed about the E1 mechanism of dehydrohalogenation. Today, I am going to discuss E2 mechanism of dehydrohalogenation. You already know that dehydrohalogenation means loss of hydrogen halide or loss of HX from the haloalkane. So dehydrohalogenation is the part of property of haloalkanes. So for the purpose of dehydrohalogenation, there are certain requirements. Number one, a suitable alkyl halide. It may be 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree, but it should contain at least 1 beta hydrogen. So number one requirement is alkyl halide 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree, but it should contain at least 1 beta hydrogen. If beta hydrogen is absent, there is no dehydrohalogenation. Mind it. Second requirement is a strong base such as hydroxide ion, ethoxide ion, methoxide ion and amide ion. Third point is an appropriate solvent, an aprotic polar solvent such as dimethyl sulfoxide or dimethylformamide or even ethanol 100% is a suitable solvent for the dehydrohalogenation. Fourth point is, you know that elimination reaction is favored only when there is minimum temperature requirement. There is some minimum temperature for the reaction. So the moderate temperature for E1 mechanism is between the 50 to 55 degrees Celsius. So these are the four requirements. One thing important is that we use the aprotic polar solvent. What is reason? Why you take aprotic polar solvent? Reason is very simple. Note, base abstracts the beta proton from the haloalkane. Hence aprotic solvent is required. Hence aprotic polar solvent is required. So from this requirement we can come to conclusion that the reaction is taking place between alkyl halide and the base in presence of solvent. So for the purpose of dehydrohalogenation, we take alkyl halide, we add a base in a suitable solvent and then it is heated to 50 to 55 degrees centigrade. Thus, when an alkyl halide or haloalkanes 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree containing at least 1 beta hydrogen is treated with a with a strong base such as ethoxide ion in ethanol, dehydrohalogenation takes place. Dehydrohalogenation, that is loss of X takes place and an alkene in bracket 1 or more is obtained as the product. So the product of the dehydrohalogenation is formation of alkene. The number of alkene may be more than one. It depends on the structure of alkyl halides. The number of alkenes produced due to dehydrohalogenation of an alkyl halide or haloalkane depends on the structure of alkyl halide taken. So dehydrogenation, loss of HX takes place and an alkene or more than one is obtained as the product. The number of alkenes produced due to dehydrohalogenation of an alkyl halide or haloalkanes depends on the structure of alkyl halide taken. Remember that halide ion is lost from alpha carbon while beta proton, that is H plus, is lost from the beta carbon, not one by one but simultaneously. Hence dehydrohalogenation is a single step concerted process. Concerted process. Remember that halide ion is lost from the alpha carbon, while beta proton is lost from the beta carbon simultaneously. Simultaneously means at the same time. Hence, dehydrohalogenation is a single step concerted process. The examples of E2 reactions are CH3, CH2, CHBr, CH3. It is going to react in presence of ethoxide in ethanol. Now level the carbon atom. The carbon holding the halogen atom is designated as alpha. Adjacent to this is beta, and adjacent to this from this side it is the beta. So there are two beta hydrocarbons. Each beta carbon carry the hydrogen atoms. So this hydrogen atom is beta hydrogen, 2 degree. This is 2 degree carbon, so hydrogen is 2 degree, so beta hydrogen is 2 degree. This hydrogen, it is beta hydrogen, 1 degree. Beta hydrogen, 1 degree. So in this alkyl halide, we have two type of beta hydrogens, 1 degree and 2 degree. So in the reaction, we will get the two type of alkenes or two alkenes as the product. Now see the product. Temperature range is 55 degrees Celsius. In first case, I consider the loss of the bromine atom, this bromine, and this hydrogen atom. So the result will be CH, CH, CH double bond CH, and CH3. This is one product. When this bromine and this hydrogen is involved in dehydrohalogenation. In second case, when this halogen and this beta hydrogen is involved, then we get this product. Simultaneous bromide ion is liberated and the proton base substrates the proton, so it is ethyl alcohol. Now see the result of the product. This is butene 2 and this is butene 1. This is 1 butene. This is 2 butene. It is highly alkylated. It is less alkylated. So this is the major product. Major product. This is the minor product. You can say this is Setjeff product. Setjeff product is major, and this is Hoffman's product. This is the Hoffman's product. Hoffman's product. So two type of products are obtained, in which one is major and other is minor. If you are required to answer that, let us know the number of alkenes in the reaction. So answer will be, this is 2-butene. It exists in the form of geometrical isomers. So it has two forms, cis and tris. Cis and trons, or E or Z. So total number of product in this case will be 3. So this may exist as CH3, H, CH3, H and CH3, like that. This is, so two positions are there. This is trans or it is E, and this is cis or Z. So this butene exists in two geometrical isomeric form, E and Z. So total number of alkene is total number of alkenes equal to 3. Number 1, number 2 and number 3. Out of this E alkene, this E alkene is most stable because this is trans in position. Now see the another example. This is CH3, CH3, CH, CH2, Cl. This is haloalkane. This haloalkane is 1 degree haloalkane. It carries, this is alpha and this is beta. This hydrogen is 3 beta hydrogen 3 degree. Beta hydrogen 3 degree. So this alkyl halide has only one type of beta hydrogen, hence it will give only one alkene, as the product or dehydrohalogenation product. So this alkyl halide has only one type of beta hydrogen, hence it will give only one alkene as the product. So the reaction will be like that. In presence of ethanol, so it will give only one product, isobutene, CH2 plus Cl minus plus C2H5OH. This is isobutene. Third example. CH3, CH2, Cl. It is treated with ethoxide ion in presence of ethanol. E2 for the E2 reaction. Now see the alkyl halide. This is alpha carbon atom. This is beta carbon atom. At the beta carbon atom there is no beta hydrogen, so it will not undergo E2 reaction. No E2 reaction. No any product. It means this neopentyl chloride will not undergo dehydrohalogenation reaction. One more example. This compound is CH3, CH, C, CH2CH, Br and CH3. This is 3-degree alkyl bromide. 3-degree alkyl bromide. It is allowed for E2 reaction. So we take up the base ethoxide ion in presence of ethanol. We see the reaction like that. Ethoxide ion C2H5 in presence of ethanol. Now see the substrate. This is alpha carbon. This is beta carbon. This beta hydrogen is 2-degree beta hydrogen. Beta hydrogen 2 degree. This beta hydrogen 1 degree. Again this beta hydrogen 1 degree. So in this molecule there are two types of beta hydrogens, 1 degree hydrogen and 2 degree hydrogen. So as a result of dehydrohalogenation, we can show the attack of the base on both of these positions. Say it is going to attack on this hydrogen. The base is going to attack on this hydrogen via route A, and the base is going to attack on this hydrogen via route B. This is B route. This is A route. Now see the product. It abstracts the proton, so it changes into the C2H5OH, ethyl alcohol. It attacks over here, it comes over here, it goes over here. So other is bromide ion goes out. See the product CH3, CH double bond C. This is CH3, this is CH3, one product. So this product has resulted due to when ethoxide ion attacks on this hydrogen through route A. So you mention here A. In second case we get CH3CH2 C, CH2 and CH3. This has resulted through route B. So you see this product. This is highly alkylated product. So it is major product, and this is least alkylated alkene. So it is the minor product. So depending on the type of beta hydrogen, we get the different alkenes. The other example is, important note, the smaller bases like ethoxide ion, methoxide ion, M or amide ion can abstract any of the beta hydrogen, whether it is 1 degree, whether it is 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree from the substrate. As a result of this can produce the mixture of the product. As a result of this, the smaller sized base may produce a mixture of alkenes as the product. So the smaller sized base, like ethoxide ion, methoxide ion, amide ion can abstract any of the beta hydrogens, whether it is 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree from the substrate. As a result of this, the smaller size base may produce a mixture of alkenes as the product. So this is first point of noting. Second note is in case when reacting base is bulky, like tertiary butoxide ion, shown as CH3, CH3OCH3, bulky base. So in case of reacting base, when reacting base is bulky, when reacting base is bulky like tertiary butoxide ion, shown as, it may abstract only the 1 degree beta hydrogen. Not the 2 degree, and 3 degree beta hydrogen. As a result of this, only one alkene is obtained as the product. See the example. For example, This is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is Br, and the reacting base is tertiary butoxide ion. Reaction is carried out in tertiary butanol, tertiary butyl alcohol. This is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. This carbon is beta hydrogen 1 degree, and this is beta hydrogen 2 degree. Beta hydrogen 2 degree. Base will not obstruct this hydrogen. Base will not obstruct this hydrogen, this H. Because of the bulky size, it cannot reach there. Because of the bulky size, it cannot reach there. It obstructs only this. So, this hydrogen you can write like that. So, this base obstructs this hydrogen only. So, the product will be CH2, CH, only one product, one butene plus this is the bromide ion like that. This goes over here, bromide ion plus this is tertiary butyl alcohol. Now see the mechanism of E2 reaction. Mechanism of E2 reaction. See with example. Say it is tertiary butyl alcohol. No, yeah, CH3, CH2, CHBr. This is CH3, and this is alpha hydrogen. This is beta hydrogen. One beta hydrogen is projected like this. Reaction is taking place with in presence of ethanol. Temperature range is same. So you look here, base, this is the base. The base interact with the beta proton, begins to form a bond. This begins to weaken, comes over here, and this goes over here. So a transition state is obtained. C2H5 make a bond with the hydrogen. This bond is going to be broken. This is CH. This is new bond is going to form. CH. This is CH3, and this bromine atom is going to depart. So this is the transition state. This is slightly negative, this is slightly negative. So this is transition state. So international notation is like that. This is transition state. And lastly, when this bond forms fully, when the bond between hydrogen and ethoxide ion is formed fully, it comes to ethoxide ion, this goes to here, making a pi bond, and this bromide ion goes out. So there are three things. Number one, so now write the product first. Your product is CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3 plus bromide ion plus ethoxide. So there is 3 points is important to note. First point is base begins to form a bond with beta proton, with beta hydrogen, and ultimately abstracts it. The first point is base begins to form a bond. Base begins to form a bond with beta hydrogen and ultimately abstract it. Second point, this carbon hydrogen bond, beta carbon hydrogen bond, begins to weaken. Now, second point is the bond pair between beta carbon hydrogen bond shifts to, this is alpha carbon, and this is beta carbon. So this is shifts in between alpha and beta carbon. So bond pair between beta carbon hydrogen bond shifts between the alpha beta carbons and makes a pi bond. So second point is this bond pair shifts to alpha beta carbon, shifts between the alpha and beta carbon. Now see there, and forms a pi bond. So bond pair between beta carbon hydrogen bond shifts between the alpha beta carbons and makes a pi bond. So this is the pi bond. And lastly, when pi bond is complete, bromine goes out as bromide. And third point is when pi bond between alpha and beta carbon sets up, bromine is released, bromine departs as the bromide ion. So this is the bromide ion. So this is the mechanism of the E2 reaction. Now see, this is the transition state. TS means transition state. You see that in transition state 5 atoms are together. 5 atoms means oxygen atom, hydrogen atom, this carbon and this bromine atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is also in the race. So 5 carbon atoms are together and all are in the same plane. So plane is not important to mention. The only thing is important to say that in transition state the base and the alkyl halide and alkyl halides are together, hence the formation of transition state, hence the formation of transition state is the rate determining step, is the rate determining step. So this is base part and rest is the alkyl halide part. Both base and the alkyl halide are bonded together in the transition state, and transition state is the rate determining step, hence rate is proportional to concentration of Rx and the base. Rx and the base. Rx means in general this is Rx and this is the base. So the rate depends on the concentration of alkyl halide and the base. Since rate depends on the concentration of Rx and the reacting base, hence it is bimolecular reaction, and is therefore labeled as E2. Therefore labeled as E2. So E2 stands for this is for bimolecular, and this is for elimination. So this is bimolecular elimination reaction. Questions are asked in the examinations. How many alkenes will be formed as a result of E2 reaction? Say for example, prediction of number of product as a result of E2 reaction. Prediction of number of products in E2 reaction. This is important portion of the dehydrogenation part. Prediction of number of products in E2 reaction. For example, for this purpose or answer for the purpose to answer this question. Please note count the type of beta hydrogen. Count the type of beta hydrogens. The number of product will be equal to equal to type of beta hydrogens and number two watch the alkene carefully, watch the alkene carefully whether it is showing geometrical isomerism or not. If yes, then add the cis or Z and trans or E alkenes while counting the numbers. Watch the alkene carefully whether it is showing geometrical isomerism or not. If yes, then add the cis and trans alkenes while counting the numbers. See with examples. A compound is like that. This is Br. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Its molecular formula is C7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hydrogen 3, 3, 2, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 15. Br. This compound exists in number of isomers. Say it is subjected for E2. You know the condition for E2. So this is the alpha hydrogen and this is the beta hydrogen. So hydrogen will be from here and halide from this alpha position. So what will be the result? This is the product. But single product. Single alkene because this alkene does not show geometrical isomers. It does not show geometrical isomerism. So no question of cis and trans, so single alkene will be formed. Now, second time what will happen? If you shift this bromine atom from this position to this position. In another example, this is another example. Now this is the alpha position, this is the beta position, this is the beta position. And this compound is put for E2 elimination reaction. What will happen? So one double bond will come here in between alpha and beta, another will come here. So product will be like that. Double bond will here. In this case, so in between alpha and beta. So the result will be in between this and this. So this is single alkene, and see about this. This is CS3, this is CS3. इसमें cis and cis plus trans both. Cis and trans both. So number of product how much? 3. Number of products is 3. if you want to explain this, you put here CH3 and you write here H. Yeah, you can, I leave it for you, do some homework. So total number of product is 3. So I hope this video will be sufficient for you persons to know about the E2 mechanism of the dehydrohalogenation. Thank you.